most haunted forests around the world.
Many of us out there love to explore and to be one with nature. A lot of us even love a good camping trip. When it comes to woods and forests, they are the perfect setting of nature at its finest. With 31% of the world's land being made up of these pockets of woodland, there are many places out there to explore, but sometimes some of these places can hold some dark secrets. Mystery surrounds them and terror lies within, with some said to hold the presence of evil, and some being so haunted it strikes you with fear. Here, we list and delve into the top 5 mysterious forests throughout the world where you can decide if you are brave enough to explore these dark corners of the globe, or if you finally listen to them when they say, don't go down to the woods today.
Number 5. Black Forest, Germany.
Situated along the Rhine River in Germany, the Black Forest is known for its deep, dark environment that tells its own story from just feeling its presence. Sunlight struggles to exist as it's blocked out through the dense, tall fir and pine trees, creating the perfect setting for the creepy whispers that surround the forest. It's said that this forest is a magnet for paranormal activity, with many locals saying it's not uncommon to witness and see sightings of spirits and ghosts. Not only is this a highly paranormal area, but the Black Forest is also known for its creepy tales and folklore. Near the now deceased village of Wolmerspur, it's here that is the home of the legendary Headless Horseman, where it's said once a year he rises and rides through the forest on his great steed. It's said that if you're lucky enough to be there at the time, you can hear the galloping of the horseman as he rides through the forest. But it's warned that don't follow or get too close. Not only this, but if you believe such things, it's said that these forests are home to many creatures such as dark witches and werewolves. It's these very woods where the Brothers Grimm gains many of their tales, and many more fairy tales are set to exist. But far more darker and haunting stories are believed to have happened here in these woods, from missing people, evil and death taking place, which can be read up on in a little book called The Necromancer.
Number 4. Epping Forest, London.
Throughout the UK, there are many forests that hold their dark secrets, mysteries, and are the breeding ground for many scary crimes and strange activity. But not only that, in this next forest, over 35 bodies have been found throughout this creepy forest. The size, density, and vast extent of dark corners hide many secrets in Epping Forest, London, with this forest being a regular hideout for many criminals throughout the years and a makeshift burial ground for victims. Dating all the way back to the 1700s, this forest has been a hive for criminals, none more famous than the notorious highwayman Dick Turpin, who committed his sinister crimes in the dark corners of this forest. And paranormal investigators believe his presence and vengeful spirits still linger here today. And it's said that among other restless spirits are the cause for this creepy and unsettling paranormal behavior. Within this forest lies Hangman's Hill, a hillside you look upon with vast, open space holding nothing but a single tree, where it's said a man was hung, and it's said his presence is still upon the hillside, and you can still feel it. Many people have heard that on the path leading up to Hangman's Hill, if you park your car, take off the brake and put it in neutral, then your car will slowly be pulled up the hill. And as crazy as that may sound, it's said to have happened. Paranormal investigator and TV shows alike have visited this daunting and creepy forest to try and solve the mystery surrounding it. Even if you don't believe in the paranormal, it's said that the sight of Epping Forest will still send shivers down your spine, as the pollard trees haven't been cut since the late 1800s, giving them an overgrown and unsettling look that you won't find anywhere else.
Number 3. Hoiabaciu Forest, Romania.
Romania is known for many cool and creepy things, such as Bran Castle, the home of Dracula, but it's the eerie and dark Hoiabaciu Forest that is known for being one of the most haunted forests throughout the world, and we can see why it gets its reputation. From its eerie, silent, filled passageways coated by trees that were once straight but now twisted and entwined, creating its creepy atmosphere. This forest is also known as the Bermuda Triangle of Romania, which was first brought to light in 1968 when a UFO was photographed right above the forest. And then again years later, when it said a young girl went missing in the forest, only to return 5 years later, not knowing where she had been or how long she was missing. Many people have gone missing in this forest, with locals claiming it's a portal, and those that pass through may be the unlucky ones that end up missing. People who have since been through this forest and made it back out have reported to feeling anxious and nauseous the entire time they were in the forest, and all had the creepy feeling of being watched. Paranormal activity is at its high in this eerie forest, and it's been featured on many paranormal shows. There's paths available to make your way through the creepy, shadow-filled forest of Hoia Baciu, but people warn to not stray from the path, as you may find yourself lost or even become missing.
Number 2. The Daring Woods. The Screaming Woods.
Back to another creepy corner of the English Isles, where not only terrifying haunted happenings occur, but the screams of the forest pierce the ears and scare the hell out of its unsuspecting visitors. Within the creepy dark corners of the UK, fear can be felt in these haunted places, none more so than the Daring Woods, located near the small village of Pluckley in Kent, which had gained the title of most haunted village in the UK. These haunting woods are known as the Screaming Woods. As it's claimed, you can hear the piercing sounds of terrifying screams deep inside the woods, not only at night, but strangely, in the day also. Many people have said to have seen dark figures traveling around the forest only to disappear from sight, with many believing the forest to contain many lost spirits of the dead. These woods have a dark history, with a haunting discovery being made in 1948, where 20 dead bodies were discovered in the woods, 11 of them being of a young age. The mysterious find still in question. Many people have tested themselves for the thrill by camping in these woods, but many report to have left not long after, as they've become too frightened, with the sounds of hurried footsteps following them and the overwhelming fear of panic and anxiety filling them whilst being in the presence of these woods. You can book to take a guided tour or even an overnight stay in these eerie haunted woods, but would you be able to stay after hearing the screams of the dead?
Number 1. Aokigahara Forest. Suicide Forest. Japan.
A forest with a history so dark it's known around the world, and was even the basis setting of the horror movie The Forest. Just northwest of the great Mount Fuji in Japan is the vast Aokigahara Forest. They say is the sea of trees that stretches far and wide. But this forest is known by more of a sinister name due to its reputation, and that is Suicide Forest. It gets its creepy nickname from the simple fact that it has a high number of suicides occurring there. In fact, it's said people set out with the forest as their final destination, with no intention of ever returning. The true number of deaths in this forest are estimated to be near 100 a year, with people heading there for this very reason. But statistics say it's hard to get a definitive number, due to the fact the forest is so vast and there are bodies in there that may never be seen again. Reputation and nickname aside, this forest is not somewhere you'd like to take a leisurely afternoon walk. The forest's trees naturally twist and bend, and the roots from the trees stretch, slithering across the floor like veins under the skin. And with it being close to the mountains, its surface is very uneven. But the most creepy thing from visitors keen to see for themselves was the absence of sound and eerie stillness of the air blocked out by the tightly packed trees, with a person saying they couldn't describe the eerie feeling they got from the silence, with just their breath sounding like a roar. That the forest had a bad presence that would give you negative energy. If that wasn't creepy enough, the forest is known to be haunted, with locals believing the vengeful spirits of the abandoned and deceased linger in the forest. And that is what attracts the negativity and bad energy, luring people in to never return. With the forest being so vast, it's easy to get lost, and to call for help is nearly impossible, as GPS, phone service, and even compasses do not work, with the ground and trees being so thick. People who try to explore take rolls of tape and string so they can follow their way back. So be warned, this forest is not a place to be taken lightly. Now you know 5 of the most haunted forests throughout the world, but don't be fooled. There are many more creepy and terrifying places out there. But for now, from each of the dark corners around the world these forests reside in, would you be brave enough to explore any of them if you ever felt like it? Be prepared to be scared. You never know what you might see or who you might meet out there. Always look over your shoulder, and whatever you do, stick to the paths. You wouldn't want to get lost. Until next time, remember, fear lies within. And that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this, please let us know by liking the video. It really helps us out. And don't forget to subscribe to Horror Motives and hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. If you have any comments or suggestions for future videos, let us know down in the comments. Until then, the fear lies within.